If you are looking for the most creepy woke conspiracy videos, then look no more, because here is what we do, and today we shall dazzle your mind with these videos that you are going to watch. Keep it tuned, let's dive in.
I watched the entire UFO disclosure hearing today, so you guys don't have to. Here's all the most intense, crazy moments mashed up together. Here you go. Please enjoy.
You believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier. Do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still in the program.
Based on your experience and extensive conversations with experts, do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
And we did meet with one member of the flight crew who took the image. The image was of something that I am not able to attach to any human capability, either from the United States or from any of our adversaries. And they saw a sequence of 4 craft in a clear diamond formation for which there is a radar sequence that I alone have observed in the United States Congress. One of the pilots goes to check out that diamond formation and sees a large floating, what I can only describe as an orb. Again, like I said, not of any human capability that I'm aware of. And when he approached, he said that his radar went down. He said that his FLIR system malfunctioned and that he had to manually take this image from one of the lenses, and it was not automated in collection as you would typically see in a test mission.
Rush, as a result of your previous government work, have you met with people with direct knowledge or have direct knowledge yourself of non-human origin craft?
Yes, I personally interviewed those individuals.
Mr. Grush, as a result of your previous government work, have you met with people with direct knowledge or have direct knowledge yourself about ATs, advanced technologies that the U.S. government has?
Based on conventional advanced tech, I was briefed to the preponderance of the Defense Department's both space and aerospace compartmented programs. Yeah.
I don't want to cut you off, but how does a program like that get funded?
I will give you generalities. I can get very specific in a closed session, but misappropriation of funds and
Does that mean
self-fund.
that there is money in the budget that is set to go to a program, but it doesn't, and it goes to something else?
Yes, I have specific knowledge of that. Yep.
Has the U.S. government become aware of actual evidence of extraterrestrial, otherwise unexplained forms of intelligence? And if so, when do you think this first occurred?
I like to use the term non-human. I don't like to denote origin. Keeps the aperture open, both scientifically. Certainly, like I've discussed publicly previously, 1930s.
Do you have any personal knowledge of someone who's possibly been injured working on legacy UAP reverse engineering?
Yes.
Okay. How were they injured? Is it something like a radioactive type situation or something we didn't understand?
Could imagine assessing an unknown unknown. There's a lot of potentialities you can't fully prepare for.
These unidentified aerial phenomena have been there since before, and in the USA, they realized them since 1930s, even the time before. And in the next videos or coming videos, we shall see some of them, and among many. Let's keep watching.
I've heard recently the phrase non-human biologics to describe some life form that might be hidden away in a laboratory, secretly, possibly by the U.S. government. And I thought, what would non-human biologics be? And all I did was look at the kingdoms of life. Here on Earth, you have the plant kingdom, you have the animal kingdom, the microbial kingdom, the fungal kingdom. Let's add them all together and subtract from it humans. Everything that remains is non-human biologic. I don't know what they got squirreled away in the secret lab, but if it's non-human biologics, it could be anything on Earth.
Could be anything on that. Whoa.
Oh my God. There's two. Oh, I got one. Oh.
Oh, as we have seen, those are some of the identified or pictured that were captured in camera, UFOs, and unidentified alien. Those things. Keep watching. Like, subscribe. Well,
Tell us about it. Well, I'll give you one report which came to us. The name has to be left out. In 1951, a UFO circled the fleet in Korean waters. It circled it at high speed, and they launched several planes to try to get a close in on it. They got a radar lock on. That is, the radar was guiding the planes toward the object. Mm-hmm. This was picked up by radars on 14 naval vessels. This object circled about, for a half an hour more, and then it took off at a speed way over in excess of 1,000 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. This report was certified, and 9 members of our Board of Governors saw it, signed it, and agreed that they had seen it, and agreed to the contents. Yeah. There is another report that just came in from 4 top missile designers or engineers at one of the big plants in this country. They saw an elliptically shaped object and 2 small round disc-shaped objects flying with it over California, November 11, 1957, at a speed of at least 5,000 miles an hour. These men are well qualified to know what they see, with broad daylight, not a cloud in the sky.
Major, about George Adamski and Howard Menger, both men claim to have talked with men from Venus. Menger claims that he's even taken a ride on a flying saucer. Do you believe them?
No.
You think they are hoaxers?
We do not accept any reports of these so-called contactees without more evidence. We've asked them to submit their claims and take a lie detector test. We don't throw them out. We simply say we'll give you a fair chance. I think that's the least important part of the picture. The most important part is the weight of evidence from hundreds of competent people. And I'd like to name a few. Captain Richard Case, American Airlines. Captain C.S. Childs, Eastern Airlines. Captain T. Kravitz, TWA. Robert Dickus, TWA. Colonel Donald J. Blakesley, U.S. Air Force, a wing commander. Mm-hmm. I could go down the list of people who know what they're doing, and they're still on duty, they're still flying.
Major Kehoe, what would you like to see done about flying saucers that is not currently being done? What steps would you like to see taken?
I think the American people should write to their congressman and insist that open hearings be held by the Senate Committee on the Permanent Committee on Government Operations, which has been looking into this for 6 months.
An Air Force spokesman told us this last week. He said members of the Senate subcommittee have talked with us already, and they have shown no interest in conducting any hearings on this issue.
I talked with the chief investigator within the last 2 weeks. I gave him a lot of information, and I gave him data on one case where an airliner was sent to chase one of these things, and the passengers kept in ignorance of it at that time. That involves two government agencies beside the Air Force, which has refused to release the report.
Mhm.
And I'll say this: if the committee were to get Ruppelt, Major Fournet, several colonels around that time, Major General Garland, who was on the project, there would be a big revelation because the Air Force is simply treating the American people like children. They don't trust them with the facts.
You know, here is an interesting question, Major. The United States and Russia have started sending satellites into the sky, and we may be hitting the moon with a rocket soon, possibly Mars. You believe that creatures from outer space have space stations on Mars. What's going to happen when we start firing rockets at the moon or at Mars?
That question's already been brought up. We expect to have a base on the moon within the next 5 years. It's possible that there is a base on there. I don't say there was any proof of it.
Is it possible we're going to start an interplanetary war when we start sending our rockets to the moon and to Mars?
In 1955, General Douglas MacArthur said the next war would be an interplanetary war, and we'd have to unite against people from other planets.
One last question, Major Kehoe. Have you ever seen a flying saucer?
I've seen them tracked on radar, but I take the word of about 800 of the best witnesses in this country and abroad.
But you yourself have never seen a flying saucer.
I've just been a reporter, and a careful one.
Thank you very much, Major Donald Kehoe.
It's true, like these things exist. Only in USA though.
What's that? It's not a plane. What is it? Shit. Wow. Is that a UFO? No, that can't be possible, man. That's impossible. Did you see it?
Yeah.
See it?
Yeah. Fuck.
Dude. Did you catch it on camera? You got it?
Yeah.
No fucking way. Can't believe that shit.
That's in Hollywood, and some UAP is taking a ton of snow or something like that. Oh, it's creepy.
Next 2 weeks,
Shit got real, guys.
we've been warned. There's going to be darkness.
It just got real.
We're almost at a point of grid collapse.
Yo.
It's a reality that South Africans must know,
The embarrassment.
that we're heading to darkness, and ANC politicians are continuing business as usual, as if we're not in a crisis.
The embarrassment.
We are in a deep crisis. Cell phone networks will not work. Water, even if we have it, we won't receive it because it needs electricity.
Meaning not
Nothing is going to function. We're heading for a disaster worse than what COVID was.
Yo.
No one will go to work. The dead will have to be buried the same day because there will not be fridges to keep them.
Oh my gosh.
No generator is meant to operate 24 hours.
I can't even afford generator.
Generator is an intervention for a short while. Even those who have generators will not be saved from the mess we are going into. We want you. We went to the streets because we knew this was coming. History will absolve us. We were called names, were ridiculed, were insulted. Police and the army were called on us for trying to protect us from where we are. They are just calling it stage 10 for nice word. The reality is that it's darkness. And it's not going to be darkness of 12 hours or 24 hours, it comes back. No. At times it's going to take 3 to 4 days. At times it will take a week. At times it will take a month without electricity. The whole leadership must go.
Well, apparently it's like we are expecting a solar wind, and it'll be like an EMP bomb, something like that, which will turn off all electricity devices. So brace yourselves for more, and we have more videos coming soon about that old story. Keep it tuned.